Namaskar, hello and welcome to NCRT's special live phone-in program, Sahyog, Guidance for Mental Well-Being of the Children. Here we are and we're going to talk about mobile phone addiction and its preventive measures. We all know that during the COVID period, we were sitting at home and the mobile phone was the easiest thing we could lay our hands on. And that's why some students, even adults, they got addicted to it. That's why we are here and we are going to discuss certain things about the mobile addiction and also its preventive measures. If you have any questions, any queries, then please raise it and send it through our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. In the live chat box, write down your questions, comments and send it to us. We'll receive them and our experts, they'll be answering them in this particular session. So let's meet our experts. We have with us Dr. Basansi Kharlukhi. Welcome, ma'am. So, ma'am is from Northeast Regional Institute of Education, Shillong, NCRT. And we have Mr. Apoorva Das. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir is a practicing counselor. And without wasting any more time, let's begin this discussion and understand the term mobile addiction. So, Dr. Kharlukhi, would you like to explain this term to our audience, please?
Yes, thank you, Tanvi, and a very good evening to all our viewers who are watching this Sahyog program, and also to my co-panelist, Mr. Apoorva Das. So yes, when we talk about mobile phones, it's a well-known fact, you know, that mobile phones or cell phones, they have become such a powerful and versatile tools for us, and for many you can see that they look and feel literally indispensable. And so we can we can define or explain mobile addiction as chronic or a periodic obsession caused by repeated use of mobile phones, which may lead to intense or to sustained demand and reliance. It is an example actually of improper use or excessive use of mobile phones. So we can also refer it as problematic mobile phone use, and it is a behavioral addiction. This addiction may lead to severe impairment, distress in one's life. And you know, according to this technology addiction expert, Dr. David Greenfield, he emphasizes that addiction is a combination of two things. First of all, addiction involves an abuse or dependency on a substance or behavior. And here, in this case, addiction is towards technology or mobile phone use, which is beyond your control and outside the realm of reasonable use. And secondly, and most importantly, Dr. Greenfield says it must be impacting your life in some negative way, whether be it your home life, your school life, your work life, your social relationship. And when we talk about mobile addiction, it is about the excessive use of mobile phones, which is, you know, at times we use it in an inappropriate places and time as well. That means we keep on, you know, like we become dependent on our cell phones or mobile phones. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for introducing us to the term mobile addiction. Let's move further and understand that how is this affecting all of us. Sir, would you like to answer that?
Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, Basansi Kharlukhi, Madam, Dr. Basansi Kharlukhi, Madam, has already said that this is a great invention of science that has been for serving the mankind. It helps us to connect people immediately. The problem that is with the uses, whether it is mobile phone, whether it is a tablet, whether it is an iPod. The problem comes along with the apps that we usually install it, or that is how we get addicted to it. If we broadly distribute the addiction, or if you broadly distribute or classify the effects of mobile on us, or maybe on our children or on our students, we can broadly divide it into two parts. One is psychological impairment. The second one is physiological impairment. If we see, or if we discuss about psychological impairment, it cloaks creative outlets, means it stops our creativity. Imagination and creativity are integral part of child development. They spend, actually, if the students spend more time with this virtual world, this deprives them the time to think and their own, they forget to imagine actually at that time. Just for an example, if we take the YouTube, if suppose any student would like to create something, if they follow the YouTube, they will forget to use the availability, that the material available to create something best out of waste. They will be restricted to the things that he or she has followed from the YouTube, and he will forget to use what actually lies with him. It may also lead to, or it may also invite anxiety, depression also, because sometimes you might have seen, or this is all we are experiencing, or even the parents are also complaining that when students keeps on engaging themselves in the mobile phone or cell phones, and if we ask them to stop, their expressions and their behaviors are just unlike. We are not expecting such kind of behavior from them. Whenever we ask them to stop something, they will be annoyed, they will be showing their depression at that time. It also increases violence. We have seen a lot of examples while playing mobile games. Even in the news also, there are a lot of news that comes every day, that they are not allowing, the parents are not allowing the students to play games. The student has done something unexpected, which at the age of maybe of 12 years, maybe at the age of 13 years, we cannot expect to do such kind of activities. While the impact that Madam has already said, that while using mobile, excessive use of mobile can make the student, even us also, less social in the sense that students, or maybe we also, will be engaged in that virtual world, whether it may be any kind of game. For the students, maybe for us, for the adults, it may be any kind of social networking sites, social networking apps like Facebook or any other such apps that we generally use to communicate. So we actually developed the interest with those activities only, that we engage ourselves and we forget our real world. And then sometimes it happens with the children that while playing any mobile game or any such activities, they get a chance to restart if they are disappointed or if they feel that they are going to lose the game maybe. But in real life, it may not be possible. So this is how they become imbalanced for them. These are some psychological impairment or psychological effect. And if we discuss about the physiological impairment, obviously we are talking about poor vision. We have already experienced that how the bright blue light that comes from the mobile or comes from the screen exposure for a long time also result the poor vision. And at the same time, if we expose to those bright blue light coming from the screen for a long time, it induces headache also. And then it also declines in physical activity. When physical activity is not there, of course, it's going to lead with obesity. And when there is no any physical exercise, the development of the muscle, development of the body will be restricted. And physical activity gives them new friend actually, learn communication, learning coordination and teamwork. But while a child will be engaged, or even ourselves also will get engaged in mobile or any cell phones or any other activities of digital activities on the screen, this will also hamper us. And of course, it's going to cause obesity if we sit for a long time. Some postures you might have observed, or we have already observed, that while observing or while engaging themselves in mobile, our posture is not proper actually. Improper posture leads to neck pain also, and even it damages the spine also. That starts growing at the age of maybe 13, 14 years. And sometimes while our posture is not correct, it stops blood circulation to a particular part, which also can affect brain. And then sometimes we generally face the complaint of the parents that the students' sleep is very irregular, particularly the grown-up children, those who spend time in evening hours playing games in the night. They don't have any time to stop, so they sleep late night and rise in the daytime at maybe 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So their sleep also not very proper. So if we continue, if our child is continuing this, or maybe any one of us follow this lifestyle, is going to obviously impact our future. So how it going to impact our future? It impact our future that when we will find it difficult to adjust or to accept the reality, or sometimes it may lead to the problem of maintaining relationship also. And sometimes it happens that it reduces the ability to process things in the real world. We cannot actually mix up the real world with the virtual world, and the real world is the real world and virtual world is the virtual world. So we have to actually be practical in that. So these are some of the actually impact or effect that you can say from mobile phone.
Okay, all right. So, moving further, I just want to understand this, that how one gets to understand that somebody is addicted. How will the parents understand or recognize that the children they're suffering from a mobile addiction? Ma'am, would you throw some light on this?
Yes. Like even what Mr. Apurva has said, like some of the signs you can say of to understand or to know that your child or student is addicted to cell phones or mobile phones is like throwing temper tantrums or showing anger when you are asked to stop. But apart from these also, there are many general telltale, signs that shows a person is addicted or excessive cell phone use. And those are some, like you can say that a person is spending more and more time with the cell phone or with the mobile phone. Like say for example, when you are in a social function or a social gathering, you will see that a person is least bothered about what is going around him or her, but he or she is busy with the cell phone, busy with the mobile phone, not really caring or understanding what is going on around them. So, and another thing is that you reach for your phone, the moment you feel bored or the moment you're alone, or to the some also to the extent that the first thing that you reach as soon as you wake up or before you sleep. Okay, and sometimes you just cannot sleep without your cell phones or your mobile phones near you or around you. And then of course waking up multiple times is that you may say I'm checking the time, but however once a cell phone or once a mobile phone is in your hand, then you start playing or watching all these social apps or the apps that you're addicted to or that you are used to. And then due to our phone use, it has also caused some accidents or injuries. Another sign is that when it interfered with your studies, especially when you're students, it interfered with your studies, it interfered with your school life. And then for adults, it interfered with our housework, our house life. It interfered with our job performances, or even like Apurva has said, relationships. Addiction to mobile phones has really impaired or has really interfered with our relationship at home and with friends as well, or with the neighbors. And not only that, another sign is that when you start feeling anxious, when you start feeling upset, or you're showing your temper because you cannot get your phone, you cannot see your cell phone, when it shows that the battery is less, or when there is no network, no connection, you're out of range, then you get anxious. You may even show your temper, and those are the some of the sign. And also, when your people around you, they are concerned about your phone use, when they start questioning, that is, yes, when you're really addicted to your phone. And so we can say that when a person uses his or her cell phone most of the time, unable to cut back on cell phone usage, using cell phones as a solution to boredom, when feeling anxiety, or when feeling depressed, or you can, and when he or she loses control, when cell phone is out of range, like I've said, or not able to find, destroying and losing relationship. So becoming dependent on your phone, on your cell phone, in a way that it impedes your everyday life, it impacts your everyday life. For some addicts, just the thought of not having their phone near them or with them can cause them anxiety. And actually, going without their phone anywhere, or going without their cell phone, is a no-go activity for those who are really addicted to cell phones. Okay, like you cannot keep your phone away. It's like you are depending, your life is depending on your cell phone.
Yes.
So those are some actually the signs that we can see.
Okay, that's very common, and I'm sure the parents who are watching, they can understand what we are talking about here. So let's talk about that how can we prevent this, and I'm sure sir has a lot to tell on this one. Sir, mobile addiction can be prevented. If it's possible, then how?
Ma'am, it's really possible. We just have to work on that, how we have to prevent this. Let us find out the reason actually, the causes behind this actually. That first of all, we have now smartphones with all internet connections. Whatever, for us, a smartphone becomes brand new every day. Every day in the sense, if I purchased my smartphone maybe years before, 2 years before, but every day I get the internet access and I get new facilities, new webs, new apps every day. So it became a brand new for me for every day. Social networking website like YouTube videos, new games comes every day. So these are some causes actually why we get actually addicted to it. Then some functionalities related to the smartphone. We have seen that people, those who have only the feature phone, normal feature phone, are not that much engaged with those mobiles, but only the smartphones are having those uncountable features. That rightly Madam said, that boredom, to kill the boredom also, we sometimes get addicted to it. Maybe somewhere we feel free, that I have free time, let me engage myself, and that is how we get the addiction to it. But there are a lot of ways we just have to plan to prevent the excess use of mobile, or from preventing ourselves from mobile addiction. First of all, we just have to remove our excess apps which we are not using. For example, I am interested in social networking. So let me go only with one, maybe not Facebook. If there are a lot of options with us in the app market, like it may have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So I may have choose only one, or maybe in the case of communication like Telegram, WhatsApp, GeoChat, I can have only one. Then we have to increase our interacting time with the people also. Interacting time with the people will include family time, with maybe spending outside, some yoga time, and even if you have the children, if we have the children in our home, we can chat with them also at coming to their level. Next, if we can set time limit. Let us discuss about that we have to give some ourselves, that we will use only this much time on this particular work. For example, if I feel that I have to connect myself, because we cannot ignore the use of smartphones, we cannot ignore the use of social networking, we cannot ignore the helping side of the smartphone also. So I just have to I just have to distribute my time of uses. For example, we are work from home, maybe students are attending classes online. So these are some specific work that we have to attend every day, or the child has to attend the online classes also. After that, even if they need some kind of help, maybe Googling or whatever it is, they should have some specific time that they should divide, or we should divide. Switching off time. It may be funny to hear, it may be very funny to hear, but if we set switch off time, maybe at night at 10 o'clock or 10:30, or switch on time, maybe at 5:30 or 6, also may help using the restricted use of mobile. That Madam rightly said, that we should not start using mobile just when we get up in the morning or till we sleep at night. So that also can be restricted if we put a switching off time. Then it is also a very funny thing maybe, but it helps, it works. We have a very good habit of putting the password nowadays. We have screen touch mobile, or that with your fingerprint mobile, that lock we can set as fingerprint. But if we, or maybe face lock also. So, but if we put a difficult password to open the mobile, also may reduce the usage of the mobile, because I may feel at the time that it's very difficult to open the screen, because what Madam said, those who are addicted people will keep on peeping the mobile only, that is there any notification, if there is any message, so that also may reduce at that time. And most importantly, we have to go for the alternative activities also. Like we have different hobbies, maybe gardening, maybe music, maybe any outdoor activities like games, or some best out of waste kind of, or we can plan some competitions within our members of the family only. Also, that also we can plan some alternative activities, madam. So these, even as per the situation, we just have to decide. If we feel that no, I am using the mobile in a very excessive way. So these are some of the suggestive ways that as per our need, we have to increase it or develop it.
So if we talk about particularly school-going children, so from them, how can we take the mobile and let them know that this is a bad thing? Also, sir, we have got last 1 minute left, so can you make the answer brief?
Okay, ma'am. In a very brief, let them be aware about this harmful effect that we have already discussed. It may harm us physically and even mentally also. So we, as a parent, have to need some plan to remove the boredom from the students. Let us plan some interesting hobbies that they like, because it triggers, actually they get the pleasure while they're using the mobile or maybe games. They get pleasure. If we give them some alternative kind of pleasure that we can plan for them, that also will help. And sometimes we can give some activity like that they will get some earning screen time. For example, if we ask them, if you get up early in the morning, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and go for some yoga, then you will get some 5-minute extra time for screen time, extra time for screen. And then if you complete your breakfast, full breakfast, you will get 5-minute screen time. So they will be excited. Small children, small kids will get excited on it. And they will think and they will compete there to get those screen times. But usually at the same time, our work, like homework completion, cleaning study table, this all also will be completed. And they will also enjoy, because we have reduced the time to maybe 5 minutes screen time. That will be an activity for them. So we just have to develop this kind of activities, ma'am, which will obviously help.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for giving the parents certain tips, certain measures which they can apply on their children if required. Thank you so much for all the inputs, for all the explanation. Thank you to you and to ma'am as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanvi.
Thank you to all the viewers as well for watching this entire session. I'm sure it's going to be very helpful and useful for all of you. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. We're coming back with our Nishtha program, Nishtha 2.0 for secondary level. Thank you once again. Stay safe, stay happy. Namaskar.